everyone. Super excited to have you guys here. This is insane turnout. This is definitely a record for me anyways. So welcome. Seriously, thank you guys for trusting me to talk on this topic. Tell me in the comments, in the chat, where you're joining in from, and we'll get started in just a second. Where you guys coming in from? Where you guys watching from? I got Chelsea says Houston. What's up, Chelsea? Sean in Las Vegas. Jake in Cali. All right. Kendra in Wisconsin. Thank you so much, guys. Wow, what a turnout. I am super excited to be talking about this topic. This topic is especially important to me, especially just really hits close to home for me because this is where I was stuck for years. And I really wish that I had something like this. So I'm super excited to be delivering this. This is kind of where I really live. Just learn something, master it, and then teach it. And this is kind of where we're at. And I'm super excited to hopefully be sharing some knowledge with you guys on how to make 100K as a party rental business owner. So I would love to know, tell me in the chat, tell me in the comments before we jump in, what has been your biggest struggle with making 100K? What do you feel has stopped you from making $100,000 in your business as a party rental business owner? Has it been marketing? Has it been sales? Has it been your team? Has it been inventory? Tell me in the chat. I'd love to hear what you feel has hindered you. Natalie says getting recognized in marketing. Zippy says his system, marketing, hearing a lot of marketing, inventory, clients, storage. That's a good one. Great work, Eric. Ryan says expenses. Yes, expenses can definitely eat at you. Alfonso says Alabama. Welcome, Alfonso. Seeing a lot of inventory. Got some people that are just starting. Welcome. You guys are making a great choice. A lot of people just starting. You guys are in the right place. Working in a small market. Oh, I love that. My career, having another job, it definitely makes it tough to grow your business past 100K. Loving that we're seeing all these. These are all great answers. So me personally, I guarantee you I made less than most of you guys my first year. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But I'll kind of share a little bit about me personally. I don't know how people draw on my screen. This happens every time, and I don't know how to turn it off. So clear all drawings and stop. Okay, so yeah, this is something that I struggled with. But honestly, where did 100K come from? Where did this idea of 100K come from? Why is it 100K, not 50K, not 200K? Really, I believe, and I know from experience, once you hit $100,000, everything changes. You are no longer, it's no longer a side hustle. It's no longer just something you do on the weekends. You can afford things that really legitimize your business and change your life. I mean, for pizza, you're making six figures, right? You're not, your business is making six figures. But once you hit 100K, you can invest in better systems, in better inventory, in legit marketing. You can hire experts. You can hire people to do the things that you used to do. And it's really when the game starts to change. So what would that feel like for you guys? I mean, so you guys told me what your biggest struggle was in 100K. What would it feel like, or what would be the biggest win for you if you hit 100K? What would that feel like? What are you excited about most? I'd love to know exactly what it is that you feel getting to 100K would accomplish for you. So let's hear it. Tell me in the comments, and we'll get started. Closer to financial freedom, be able to pay myself. Yes, Chelsea, I love that. Leave the 9-to-5, quit the day job. Yes. That is around 100K is when I quit my day job. So yes, exactly what it is. Natalie says employees, freedom, pay for me. Absolutely loving these. So seeing a lot of leave my job. I cannot wait to get started. I would love to help others. Yes, Deb, financial freedom. Not to do deliveries anymore. Yes, now we're talking. All right, so let's jump right in, guys. I want to kind of jump in and tell you guys what to expect from this webinar. So who this is for. I want to make sure you guys are in the right place. If you're watching this, you're like, what is this guy talking about? What is it? What is all this? This is for party rental business owners. This is the stuff we talk about today is really for any business owner. But if you're in the party rental industry, I'm talking to you. This is built for you. This is made for you. I'm a party rental business owner. So if you're not a party rental business owner, some of this stuff might not make sense. But this is exactly who this is for. So if you're a party rental business owner, then you are exactly where you need to be. If you're just starting out and want to learn the fastest way to grow your party rental business, that means if you started a party rental business a year ago, 2 years ago, or you're about to start out, you haven't even started yet. You're like, I want to start a party rental business and I want to get started on the right foot. I want to grow as fast as possible. I don't want to mess around. This is exactly the training that you need. And especially if you don't want to make the same mistakes as others. all the people who are very successful right now have made literally years and years and years, maybe even some of them decades of mistakes. And if you're somebody who says, you know what, I want to get this right the first try. I'm tired of failing. I want to get this right. Or maybe you haven't failed yet and you're like, you know what? I've heard of enough people failing, right? You guys in the Facebook group, seeing all those people selling their businesses, you don't want to be one of them. This is exactly the training for you. So if you don't want to make the same mistakes, then this is exactly who this is for. And maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you're like, Tariq, none of this sounds like me. I've been in the party rental industry for years and I'm stuck. I can't hit that number. I can't make 6 figures in my business. And I've been working another 2-3 jobs and you know, this business is starting to feel more like a job. If any of this sounds like you, then this is exactly where you're supposed to be. So what this is. So obviously there's only so much we can cover in 1 hour. So I'm going to do my best to cover as much as we can. I'm going to give you guys some resources for some other stuff, but obviously, you know, there's no way we can cover everything there is to know in 1 hour, but I'm going to go over the top 5 things you need to hit 100K in your business. And we're going to go into a lot of detail. So grab a paper, grab a pen. I'm going to share some resources with you in the end. So stick around to the end. We're going to talk about actionable tips you can start to implement right away. Guys, this is not going to be like, oh, well, if you build a business plan and you set a vision and this might happen in 10. No, this is stuff that you can do immediately to significantly change the course of your business. So again, grab something to write with. This is going to be all in. Write down your questions and we'll address them. And most importantly, again, there's no way we cover everything in 1 hour. If you want more help after this from me and my team, we have a very special offer for you guys. You guys will not want to miss this. We put together something super, super special, super excited to share with you guys. So stick around till the end. Just 1 hour a week. I'm going to show you guys how you guys can do everything we teach today. So if you're watching this on Facebook or somewhere else and you want to join us on Zoom to jump in, then go ahead and visit that link, eventhawk360.com/Zoom. If you're watching this live, don't miss the opportunity to interact with me live and everybody else in this webinar live. If you're watching this as a recording, then obviously you don't have that opportunity. But if you are live, then definitely don't miss out on this. This is going to be 30 to 60 minutes. Put your questions in the comments. I'll kind of go as fast as I can through the content, and then we'll turn it around to you guys for questions and answer at the end. So put your questions in the comments, write them down. There's a lot of people here, guys. And again, this is a record number of people here. So write all your questions in the comments. Write them down because the comments are pretty hectic. So if we can't answer in the comments, write it down and ask in the Q&A. Real quick intro on me. Who the heck am I? My name's Tariq, and Tariq Al-Khatib, and I am a party rental company owner just like you guys. This is my warehouse on a good day. I'm a college instructor as well. I love teaching. That's my passion. This is actually my first class to graduate. I'm a party rental marketer, and most of you guys know me as the founder of EventHawk, Google Partners. We've had articles published on news websites, all that fun stuff. I'm an author. If you guys haven't seen the Party Rental website playbook, I don't talk about it enough, but this is honestly a great book. I've given away a ton of copies. This will really help you build out your website. And most recently, this is like really blown me away. We got contacted by Expo in Vegas, and they want me to be a speaker. So I am going to be a keynote speaker in Vegas at EIX this June. If you guys want to learn how to get free tickets to the Vegas Event Industry Expo, where I'll be speaking, stick around till the end. I'll share with you guys how to get those tickets. Real quick run around for my business for those of you guys who haven't seen it, guys. Again, I started my first year. We made like 5K. That's it. So I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm not embarrassed because we've come so far. But I'm pretty sure most of you guys can make more than 5K your first year. But this is where we are now. We have a storefront. We have an office. We have a pretty decent sized warehouse. We have a massive team. More Google reviews than anybody else in our industry. We have done events for USPS, Chicago Cubs, Hilton, all kinds of crazy big companies. We've gotten into everything from tents, photo booths. We had our own in-house DJ service. This is an event that we hosted in front of our warehouse that was insane. We've done school events, festivals, and we've done it all. So all this to say, I'm in the trenches with you guys. I'm not some marketing guru that doesn't know doesn't know anything about party rentals. I own a party rental company and still run it. So that is a little bit about me. Jumping right in, let's do this, guys. So, how to make $100,000 as a party rental business owner. All right, here we go. Jumping right in. Number one thing you need to do. We're going to talk about 5 things you'll need to do as a party rental business owner, thank you guys. I'm getting a lot of congratulations. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's been a lot longer. Congrats to my success. Thank you. My success doesn't mean anything to you, but hey, if you can learn how to get to where I am in half the time, literally a decade in a couple days, a decade of experience in a couple days, then that's a win for me. 5 things you'll need to do to get to $100,000 as a party rental business owner. Number 1, set up your business like a $100,000 business. Guys, for those of you guys who jump into this, I understand it starts as a side hustle. I don't even think I showed you guys. I don't think I had a picture of my first few units. It was pretty bad. But you have to set up your business correctly. Okay. A lot of you guys really never do that. And you wonder why your customers or your community doesn't see you as a legitimate business. Well, you have to act like a legitimate business. You have to set up your business, your entity, like a legitimate business. And one of the first things that is, so we'll talk more about setup, but inventory is a big part. So this is something that I've never seen anybody ask. As I started set up for this webinar, I'm like, there's no way that, you can make $100,000 with 2 units, right? Like there's got to be a number, right? Like there's got to be a number of units that you need on average to make $100,000. So I said, hey, I wonder what that number is, because a lot of it does have to do with inventory. Now, it's not all about inventory, because we've worked with people who've come to us to Event Hawk. Hey, I need help. They got a ton of units and they got all the wrong units and they're doing all the wrong marketing and their website's out of whack and their business out of whack. They're not making nearly as much potential as they can make. But inventory is a big part of it. And inventory is one of those things that you could do everything right, but if you don't have the right inventory or enough inventory, you could get stuck very, very fast. So I'm curious, we're going to do the math right now live, and we're going to figure out together how many units you need to make $100,000. But before that, tell me in the comments, how many units do you guys think we need to make $100,000? So to clarify the question, if you have any business, right? And how many units on average do you need for it to be reasonable to make $100,000 in 1 year? So let's see what we got. Drew says 25. I'm seeing a lot of 10s, 25s. Brian says 25. Chelsea says 10 to 25. Chelsea, that's a pretty big difference. See, that's cheating. Sherry says 20 to 25. Ariel says 18 to 22. I love the precision, Ariel. 15, Dustin says. Javier says 2. Love your ambition, man. 7, 20, 10. All right, let's take a look. So how on earth can we possibly figure out how many units it takes? So for those of you guys who have not followed me at all, I'll tell you guys real quick. I am huge on data. I've followed so many people on Facebook, so many great people who just spit out opinions, and I've followed them religiously because I'm like, that guy's a millionaire. If I do what he did, then I'm going to become a millionaire. Wrong. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. There is data behind how things can work in almost a guaranteed way, and that's what I'm all about. So we're going to look at the data right now, and we're going to see how many units do you really need to make $100,000. So how can we possibly do that? Well, here's what I did. I went to Google, and I looked at the Google data. How many searches are there? Because here's the thing. If you go in any other business, right, you would do $100,000 divided by 12, and you would get like what, just like 8,000 or something like that. It doesn't work like that in our industry, right? There's so much seasonality. So how can we possibly figure out how many units do you need to get to 100,000, or how much do you need to make per month is the first question. For those of you guys that don't know, when I taught at college, I taught physics. I taught radiology physics. So this is my jam right here. So here's what I did. I grabbed a spreadsheet and I went to Google and I went and I saw month by month how many searches there are in the entire United States for bounce house rentals and water slide rentals. Now, you're going to say, well, I'm in Houston, I'm in Florida. I get it, right? I'll talk to you guys a little bit later about how you can do this for your own specific area. But here's what I did. I grabbed across the entire United States, 10,234,700 searches in the last 12 months for bounce houses and water slides. What this means is this is how many searches there were on Google. This is not my opinion. This is not a number I pulled out. Over 10 million searches on Google for bounce houses and water slides in the United States, and this is the monthly breakdown. First of all, this is the reason you get into this business. There is so much more supply than there is demand. So congratulations to you guys for getting into this awesome business. There's a ton of it. That's a big, big number, guys. So congratulations. So here's the first step. First step I did was let's figure out how many searches there are and let's break them up by month. Next, our end goal is to figure out what percent do I need to make each month, right? And this is, again, generic for the whole United States. We'll talk about later on how you can do this for every single, for every state or for your area. But what I did was I'll do here equals, I'm a spreadsheet nerd. So you're going to take this number divided by the total, and that gives us 4.49%. What that means is that the month of January is 4% of the entire year. And if I drag this down, oh, that should have worked. Oh, that's why. I got to take this number. Whoops. Copy. All right, there you go. Doesn't like the commas. All right, there you go. So the month of January, out of 10 million plus searches, the month of January consists of almost 4.5% of your searches. The month of February is 4.7. March is 8. April is 10, and so on and so forth. So if we drag this down, this is your monthly percentage breakdown that, I'm sorry, I said there's more supply than demand. There's more demand than supply. I said that correctly. Thank you, Michael. There's a lot more demand in this industry than there is supply. Michael's paying attention. So here is the percentage of the total for each month. So what does this mean? Why did we get this data? Now, if we take this percentage and multiply it by 100,000, so we say this number multiplied by 100,000, this tells us that how much money we have to make in each month to make 100K. How cool is that, guys? It is beyond me how nobody's ever done this math. I would have killed for this math right here when I started, but this is it, guys. This is how you make $100,000. If we total this right here, if we total these numbers, $100,000 exactly. This is how much you have to make in each month to make 100K. In your busiest month, you have to make almost 16K, and in your slowest month, you have to make about 2K. Does anybody feel a little relieved to see this? Seriously, tell me in the comments. I felt relieved when I saw this. I mean, I was like, man, how am I going to teach hundreds of people how to make 100K? That's a big number. I don't know. When I saw this, I felt relieved. I'm like, 16K, that's not too bad, right? Jillian says I can do that. Leslie says yes. Felix says I need more inventory. Yes, exactly. Now you're thinking right. But yeah, I hope you guys feel a little relieved that this is not as big a number as you think, right? So now let's talk about how many rentals per month. So I'm going to go ahead and take a number. How can we figure out how many rentals per month this is, right? If we take the number 4487, right? And let's just divide it by 200. Is it fair to say an average rental is 200? You guys give me a number. Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comments. What's an average rental? I would say 200. Chelsea says 250. Mike says 200. 125, 250. All right, we're going to go with 200 just to keep it even, okay? So I'm going to say equals this number divided by 200, okay? And this tells us, look how awesome it is. This tells you how many rentals per month you need to get to that goal. Now, this number is a little scarier, I'll be honest. 79, 80 for some of you guys is like, holy crap, how am I going to do 80 rentals a month? But here we go. Let's divide it by 4, okay? Let's go ahead and take this number. Oops, sorry. Equals this number divided by 4. And now we have a lot more clarity, guys. This is how many rentals you need per weekend to go ahead and make $100,000. Or per week. Should I say per week? Let's say this per week, okay? At your slowest month, if you're somewhere like me, I'm in Chicago, and you're like, Tariq, there's no way I can make 100K. You only need to make 3 rentals a week in December. And I know that sounds like you only need to make $600 a week, almost 800 in December. And I know that sounds like a lot, but bear with me here. So this is how many rentals you need per week. Now, me personally, our average ticket, you could get a bounce house for 200, but this does not include weekday rentals, right? This does not include upsells, right? So maybe your average bounce house is 200, but you can increase your average ticket. Our average ticket right now is close to 500, something like that. So you can increase your average ticket with upsells, or adding weekday rentals, right? So this is assuming that you only rent each item pretty much once per week, right? So basically, looking at this number, how many units do you need if you only rented each unit once per week, once per weekend? The number becomes very, very clear. Worst case scenario, you need this number right here, about 20 units to make $100,000 if you do not upsell, if you do not rent the same unit multiple times per week, if you don't grow your average order, if your average order is $200, then you need 20 units. Now, I'm here to tell you that average order needs to go up. We all need to be charging more, right? And this is part of the reason is getting combos instead of bounce houses, which I've talked about, so I'm blue in the face. But this is how you do it, guys. So how many units do you need to make $100,000? Your goal should be 20. If you have 20 units, this is why I say your goal should be 20. If you have 20 units, then you can easily make $120,000, $130,000, $140,000, and you won't even realize. Your goal will be, if you buy 20 units, if you get 20 units under your belt, 20 of the right units, your goal will be 100, but you will easily break that after upsells. If you do everything else we teach you here, then you're going to do way more than that. But your goal should be 20 units. So again, I hope this makes sense. Tell me, what do you guys think of this data? Tell me in the chat. This is again, for the whole United States, each area will be different, but generally speaking, the only reason we use the whole United States is to get the percentages, right? To get the percentage per month. So I'll show you guys in the end. I'll share this doc I'll tell you guys how you guys can get this doc and do your own math. But tell me what you guys think. Do you guys feel that this number is kind of what you expected? Do you feel like it's possible? Does it make you feel a little bit better? Mike says, good to see it broken down like that. Ariel says it's even better because 4.33, not 4. Let's see here. It's definitely doable. Yes, Steven. Matthew says, definitely need more units, but great info. Feels doable. Yeah, that's the goal here, guys. If we don't have a number in mind, and this is what a lot of us do in this industry, we just go, and that's awesome, but we don't have a goal in mind. We don't have numbers in mind. And we just really, it's hard. It's like sports, right? With sports, you know what you have to do. There's the scoreboard, right? You know what you have to do. You know what number you have to beat to win. With business, there's no scoreboard. So you keep running your whole life, and you really don't know if you're winning or losing. So, this is, I hope you guys see the value in looking at it this way. Your goal should be to get to 20 units. And I guarantee if you follow the rest of the advice in this video, you will hit 100K in less than 100 units. But by setting your goal to 100 units, you're going to get to 100 units. You're going to say, this is the year I'm going to make 100K, and you're going to blow past that 100K. And that's my goal for you. So that's what I have for you guys when it comes to inventory. Seeing a lot of people need more inventory. Yes, we can all use more inventory, but it really comes down to the right inventory. Now, I've made videos on this before. What's the right inventory? We could talk about that a lot. I'll share with you guys some info on how we can work with you a little bit more to make sure you get the right inventory. I get so many people who spend $10,000, $20,000 on inventory, and then they come and they're like, well, how come none of this is renting? You have to have the right stuff, right? There's some inventory that's your cash cow that's going to rent like every weekend, like combos. And then there's some inventory that's just not going to rent every weekend. Like obstacle courses are great, right? They're good money makers, but they're not going to go out as much as combos. So as a newbie, when you get your first 20 units, you don't really want to buy a bunch of obstacle courses or a bunch of weird stuff or a white wedding bounce house. I see a lot of people have been getting into those. So that's inventory is huge. And inventory is one of those things that, man, when we have people come to us at Event Hawk and they need help and they just don't have the right inventory, there's only so much we can do. We can definitely help, but you're going to hit that wall a lot faster when you don't have the right inventory. So that's why I wanted to start with that one. Inventory is definitely key. Other inventory, legal. Guys, a lot of you guys, you'll have the right inventory, you're killing it, but you don't have your business set up legally. You don't have an EIN number, or maybe you have an EIN number and you don't have a business license, or maybe you have a business license, you don't have insurance. Maybe you have insurance, you don't have a DUNS. There's so much you can do. Guys, if you get your stuff right legally, things are going to start to move. I promise you. There are directories where you're going to be listed. People will find you. You'll be more legit. Let me tell you a quick story. When COVID happened, a long time ago, somebody told me I forgot where it was. Somebody advised me, get a DUNS number. That's DUNS. And I was like, oh, I don't know what that. I got the DUNS number, never looked at it. Years later, like 3-4 years later, COVID hits. And tell me why this DUNS number helped me get a $40,000 grant. Not a loan. Mike, I had an accountant. He's like, oh, do you have a DUNS number? If you have a DUNS number, if you have this. I'm like, yeah, I actually applied for that years ago. It was still active. I gave him my DUNS number. I gave him my EIN number. I had everything was legit. We got a $40,000 grant in the middle of COVID, never had to pay it back. Get your stuff legal, get your stuff right, and you will do amazing, okay? It's just one of those things. If you don't treat your business like a $100,000 business or $1 million, you got to treat your business legit. Others won't as well. You need to treat your business legit. You got to get these things right. And again, I'll share more resources at the end that you guys can learn about that. Money's the next big one, guys. How many of you guys have been in this industry? Show me a show of hands. You work, and at the end of the year, you look at your paycheck, you look at your bank account, and you've made less than minimum wage. You're broke. Who's been broke at the end of the year? Raise your hands. I'm guilty of it. My wife literally almost made me throw away the business. Said, you're getting rid of it. Natalie says, yup. Chelsea says for sure, or Ryan says for sure. Chelsea says 0. Yes. It's true. It's the worst. Not managing your money. Matthew, yes, it sucks. It really, really sucks. I've paid my workers. I've paid the mechanic. I've paid the manufacturer. I've paid everybody but me. And at the end of the year, everybody got paid but me. And it was the worst feeling because I had to come home to my family and tell them why our business account was empty, why our savings account was empty, why we couldn't go on vacation, why we couldn't do anything all winter, and why they didn't see their dad all summer long. And the promise was, hey guys, if I work all summer, then we're going to have a great off season. We're going to have a great winter. We're going to go to Disney. We're going to do all this stuff. And none of that happens. It sucks. It sucks. And I've been there more times than I'd like to admit. And that's why it's so important to get your money right. I've done a few different videos on this. Profit First is a great book. I've done a video on how I implement that. But not only that, you really need to know where your money's going all the time. We have an accountant that we pay monthly, but we also watch our money. How many people here, tell the truth, how many people here do not know what their payroll percent is? Show of hands. If you don't know what your payroll percent is, or you've never heard of a payroll percent, I got 3 people raising their hands. Natalie says me, Justin says me. It's true. All around says 15%. Great. Felix says, I don't know what that is. That is the number that will bleed you dry. That is the number that will stop you from getting paid. What is the percentage of payroll? What is your total percentage of payroll, right? It is the most important number. For me, that is the most important number in my business. That is the number that we monitored, not monthly, not quarterly, every single week until we started to pay ourselves. Because we realized that the biggest expense, and this is common, but for some reason in this industry, nobody talks about it. The biggest expense of any business is payroll, paying your team. And some of you guys don't have employees yet, but once you do, you won't even realize how much money, how much time wasting, how much clock milking is happening, and you don't even know it. And you're thinking you're profitable because you see, $10, $20, $30,000 in your account, and at the end of the year, it's all paid to other people and it's gone. You have to know your payroll percent. So it's a huge number, and you just have to know it. So we'll talk more about that at the end. But getting your money right, understanding your numbers is also important. You will not make. Thank you. I'm going to do that right now. Thank you. Hold on one second. I don't know how people are writing on my screen. Invite. Hold on. I don't even know how you got that screen, bro. Hold on. I'm going to get it. Oh, here it is. And somebody's still writing. Now everybody's writing. Sheesh. All right, I disabled it. Thank you, Ariel. I've always wondered about that. I've gotten stuck with that in a few webinars, and now you guys can't write on my screen anymore. You guys can yell at Ariel later. You're the best, Ariel. All right. So getting your money right is super important when it comes to getting a 100K business, because that's your money, right? That's where your money's going. And you will make $100,000. You will make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. I have talked to multi-million-dollar party rental companies, and they've told me, listen, after you make a certain amount, it's just not worth it to grow your business anymore because everything goes to payroll. It's just not worth it. If you make 1 million, you take home the same amount as 2 million to 3 million. And that dumbfounded. I was like, wow, I never thought about it that way. And it's all because of payroll. So you really have to know your payroll percent. And customer communication is the next one. Too many of you guys use a Gmail to communicate with your customers. You know you're out there. Raise your hand if you use a Gmail. If your business email is at Gmail. Use your cell phone to communicate with customers. Yep. Matthew says, yep. Eric says, I do. It's unprofessional, guys. You can't expect people to pay full price, to pay premium price if you're not using a professional email. You need to have a business email. Thank you guys for being honest and telling me. Anthony says, I do. Hey, I did it at first too. There's a way to do it where now I can use Gmail to send out my professional emails, right? So there is a way to do it. Google Voice, yes. Phone numbers, texting, email, all of that needs to be professional. The more legit you are, the more people will see you legit. Your customer communications need to be legit, and we'll talk more about how you can get a business email and how you can still use your Gmail, because I get it. Gmail is awesome. I love Gmail. I use my Gmail to send out business legit emails. You can get a business phone number. You can have people when they call you, they hear, thank you for calling Bounce My House Party Rentals. Give them, here's what we offer. You could do all kinds of crazy things, and it's not that expensive. So we'll talk more about that. And last but not least, pricing policies and procedures. Guys, this is a big one. So many of you guys just come in and you just start this business, and I was guilty of it. Here's what I did when I started my business. I popped open my top 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 competitors, and I'm like, I'm going to buy what they got. I'm going to do what they're doing. I'm going to set my price like what they're doing, right? How do you know that everything they're doing wasn't a mistake, right? How do you know that wasn't just their opinion and they made a mistake and then somebody else followed them and made a mistake and then now you're just making the same mistake everybody else made? You really need to look at this analytically. You need to do market research. You need to see what everybody is charging in your area. You need to look at everything. Look at their reviews. Look at their policies. Not just what they're charging. How long are customers keeping stuff for? You need to have all this handy. So what we do is we have our top 10 competitors in a spreadsheet, and we look at this quarterly. Every quarter, we look at how much they're charging for a standard bounce house, how much they're charging for a combo, how much they're charging for a 15-foot slide, and how much they're charging for an 18-foot slide. Those 4 numbers kind of help us determine where the market is, and we price ourselves higher than all of them, but not by much. We make sure we're just a little bit higher because we are the premium choice. We have more reviews than all of them, but you have to do this the smart way, right? You don't want to just copy everybody else. Again, policies. There are ways to get to that $100,000 faster. Damage waivers, tips. There's little additional fees, charging for sandbags. There's all kinds of stuff you could do. You just have to kind of do it smarter, and we'll talk more about that later on. So that was for your business. Out of these 4, tell me in the comments, tell me in the chat, which one do you feel is going to help you the most? Which one did you take away the most from? Tell me in the chat, which one of these 4 you feel gave you the most benefit? Which one are you most excited about? Chelsea says inventory. Another inventory, legal, inventory. PPP, gotcha. Darren says legal and compliance. Richard says inventory, you only have 5 units. You will get there, my friend. Seeing a lot of legal and inventory. Get on that money too. All right. Well, yes, inventory is a big one. Getting the right stuff is super, super important. So let's jump right to the next one. Set up your website like a $100,000 business. So you have all the right inventory. You buy all the right stuff. You got your 20 units. You're ready to go. And then nothing happens. This is literally why I started Event Hawk, because I had a website and I was reaching out to people trying to get help. My website wasn't making me thousands of dollars I wasn't waking up with thousands of dollars in bookings. And you really need to set up your website properly. Again, it's just like everything else. There are proven methods to get there. But the number one thing that blows my mind, I have never seen this in any other industry, is the amount of people who get websites that they do not own. This blows my mind. How many of you guys know 100% that if you cancel with your website provider, you get to take your SEO and all your website design? Who doesn't know? Seriously, you own your website, you own your domain, you own your hosting. But in this industry, the only two website providers that I've seen, or there's really only one, we partnered with them. Inflatable Office is the only party rental website provider that allows you to take your SEO and take your work with you. And that's why we partner with them, with IO. I've looked at other providers. If you go, and this is homework, write this down. Reach out to your booking provider. Reach out to your website. Tell them, if I cancel with you today, do I get to take all of my SEO work? Does it transfer over to another website? All of my design? And if the answer is no, you are in trouble. Let me tell you why. If your goal is to make $100,000, you are going to not only put in a lot of money into SEO over the next 10 years or 20, however long you have your business, right? Because it's going to grow and grow. It's going to be insane, right? We have opportunities that nobody else has had. You know, the people who started their businesses, the multi-million-dollar companies that are out there now, they start with the yellow book, guys. We are starting with the internet. We are starting with ChatGPT and Google, and this is going to grow. We're going to blow past. You guys are in for such a ride, right? And a lot of that is going to get put into your website. And when you realize 5 years down the line, when you outgrow your website provider and you say, you know what, this new thing, when ChatGPT comes out with their own booking software or something like that, and you want to move to the next big thing, and you find out that the thousands of dollars that you put into your website in SEO, the countless of hours that you spent staying up till 3 a.m. working on your website, when you find out that none of that is yours, that none of that you're taking with you, that is a problem. That is, I failed maybe 10 different businesses before I got into this. I've built websites for other business. I've done all that. And I've never seen an industry where people rent their websites. I guess it makes sense. We're in the rental industry, but you really need to make sure that your website is yours. And that's why VetHawk partnered with Inflatable Office, because this is the first question. When I went to IAPA years and years ago, I talked to all the website providers, and honestly, some website providers at the time had way more features than IO. Right? IO kind of was like, hey, this is how we do things, and we're building it. They were very honest. And I'm like, hey, well, there's these other guys that can do some things that you guys can't do. And they said, well, we're working on it. We're going to have those features soon. But the biggest factor for me was that Inflatable Office allows you to take your website. If you cancel with them, you can take that website anywhere, because it's WordPress. And WordPress is used by most of the world. Like, millions of people use WordPress websites. So you can literally take it anywhere. You can hire anybody. You can sky's the limit. I mean, it's insane. So that was the biggest factor for me when I got my website. You need to make sure that you own your website, right? And not only that, you need to make sure that it's transferable. And I'm not talking about the domain. I'm not talking about, yourbouncehousebusiness.com. That's your domain. I'm talking about your website design and all the work you put into it, all the rankings, all the Google. We've had so many people come to us after we launched our website and say, I want to transfer to a VetHawk website. And we have to tell them the honest truth. We'd love to have you, but you're going to lose everything you've built into it. And should you switch? Should you leave a provider that where you're going to lose everything? It depends on whether or not you're intending on sticking in this business. Because if you're going to leave this business in a couple of years, then don't switch. But if you're going to stay in this business and you're like, man, I've spent a lot of money, then you're going to spend a lot more over the next 10 years. When I think of my business, I'm going to be in it at least 10, 20 years. I'm building this for my kids. And I want to know that my kids own their website. So if you feel like you've put a lot of work into your website, you feel stuck, now is the time to switch, because you don't want to put any more money or any more time into something that's not yours. So that's how I feel about owning your own website. It's huge. You want to make sure it's yours, because all your work will go for nothing. Next, another big one, building your website for the customer, not for you. A lot of you guys have websites that look so cool, that look so sleek, but they're not converting. You know why? Because the people that built them for you built them for you. And you know who's to blame for that? Is it the people who built them? It's you. It's me. This industry, again, has some of the most stubborn people in it I've ever seen. And I'm the most stubborn one there. I'll raise my hand. I have worked with some of the biggest website providers. I've drove them crazy, where I want everything the way I want it, or else I'm going to drive you crazy. I'm going to email you at 3 a.m. Every time something isn't the way I want it, I'm going to keep emailing you and texting you, and I'm going to make you regret that you gave me your number. And that's me, and that's you, and that's most people in this industry. We are so passionate. We have this idea in our head, and we're like, I want my website to look like this. And that's the only way we will pay these people to build our website. So they build a website for us, but then we find out that the website was built for me. It looks great for me, but my customers are not converting because it wasn't built for them. In fact, the customer or the consumer and the business owner couldn't be more different. That's the reason there's a reason you're a business owner and they're not, right? Consumers need things organized in a certain way. They need to, like business owners, we can come to a very complicated situation and we can untangle it, right? How many of you guys feel like you're good at problem solving? Seriously, show of hands. Tell me in chat, tell me in the comments. How many of you guys feel that you're a good problem solver? I do. I feel like I'm a good problem. That's what makes me a good business owner, because guess when something doesn't go right in my business, who do they call? They call me. They don't call one of the other workers. Allie says me. Chelsea says I enjoy a good problem solve. Yeah, business owners are problem solvers. That's how we became business owners. We found a problem and we solved it. But when you come into when your customer is not a good problem solver, your website, you come to your website and you're like, okay, if I want to book, I go here. If I want to quote, I go here. If I want to call, I go here. Your customer lands on your website and they're like, whoa, so many different things. Everything is out of place. Everything is not, and here's the crazy part, and this is shame on me, shame on all of us. There is a framework about how your website should be built, and it's all over the internet. It's like common knowledge. Just Google it, how to build a conversion-friendly website. And you're going to find that it's like the total opposite of most of our websites. And that's why we started building websites, because now we can build them for you at EventHawk, and it's already designed to convert based on best practices. It's not what Tariq wants. It's the data there, right? So you have to make sure that your website is built for you. I've done tons of videos. Again, I'll share at the end all the resources for this. But that's a big one. You want to make sure that your website is built for your customer, not for you. You want to grow your potential. A lot of us in this industry, again, it blows my mind. Every other industry understands the value of a lead. In this industry, we only care about bookings, right? I can't go into all this right now. It's going to take too long. Excuse me one second. But leads, every other industry, who's come? Show of hands. Tell me in the comments. Just seriously, tell me what industry you came in. If you came from another industry that was very heavy on leads, tell me in the chat. I really want to see this. Sales, electrical engineering, Ariel, Anthony, IT. Apugul says sales, another sales, nursing, nonprofit. You see that? Every other industry out there, direct sales, medical, leads is where it's at. Leads is your potential. A lead is not a booking, landscaping, law enforcement. It's all about leads. You start with a lead, you nurture that lead, it becomes a booking. If you only focus on bookings, you're going to get significantly less bookings than if you focus on potential bookings or leads. Because when you only have 10 leads, oh, I got 10 leads, cool. But when you have 10 bookings, you got 10 bookings, okay, great, that's 10 bookings. When you have 100 leads, you can say, hey, what strategies can I test to convert as many of those 100 leads into bookings as possible? And you go from 10 leads easily to 30, from 10 bookings out of 100 to easily 30. Very, very easily. We do it all the time. Focus on your potential. This is huge. If you want to get to $100,000, here's what you got to understand. You guys have seen your Google My Business. You've seen your Google Maps. It tells you how many people have viewed it's in the thousands, 10,000, 12,000, 20,000 people have viewed your Google Business profile. How come I only got 5 bookings? It's because you're not generating leads, right? If you want that money, you got to collect their information. You got to follow up, and none of that can happen without leads. I've done tons of trainings on leads. I'll share that with you guys at the end as well. Leads are huge. And last but not least, online bookings. Make sure that your customers want to open their wallets, right? This is the checkout process. So many of us, we have great websites. We have the website's clean. We're generating leads. But then when customers go to checkout, we have 1,000,001 questions. It's like a mortgage contract. It's like a mortgage contract for them to go ahead and check out on your website. They're like, hey man, here's my credit card. Take my money. And you're like, wait, I got to ask you 1,500 questions. Where do you want to put it? Do you want to read my 20-page damage waiver? Dude, get their money. Tell them all that stuff after. It's huge. This is a big loss. And so many of us, we get people to go all the way to the checkout process, but they don't actually check out. Easy fix for this. I've done a few videos on this one, which I'll share with you guys as well. Checkout process is huge. So that is all about the website. Treating your website or setting up your website like a $100,000 website is huge. So tell me, before we move on to the next step, which one out of these 4 do you feel your business needs the most? Which one do you feel is going to help your business the most? Is it getting a secure website that you own? Is it building your website so that it converts, build it for your customer, not for you? Is it starting to focus more on leads and less on bookings so that you can get more leads? Or is it working on your checkout process to make it easier for your customers to pay? Easy one is adding Apple Pay and Google Pay to your checkout process. So many of us don't do that. Can you imagine if people just landed on your checkout process and saw Apple Pay, Google Pay, boom, one click, they don't even have to pull out their credit card? Which one of these do you feel helps you the most? Or is going to help you the most? I'm seeing leads. Drew says generate leads. Steven says checkout. take the money and ask questions later. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of leads. Yes, I'm so glad you guys are saying leads. Website ownership. Yes, 100%. Make conversions easier. Checkout, leads, convert, 100%. Marilyn says leads and online bookings. Doug says leads. Love it, love it, love it. All right, all of the above. So, yes, I'm glad you guys are seeing this. Jumping on to the next one. So number 1 was business. Number 2 was website. Number 3, marketing. Set up your marketing like a $100,000 business. A lot of you guys, a lot of us, and I'm one of them, I thought websites and marketing was the same thing. Honestly, I thought, hey, you got a website. Who needs marketing? Big mistake. This is probably where most of us get stuck because we invest, we buy the right stuff, we get a website from Inflatable Office or whatever. We're like, hey, I did all the stuff everybody else got. How come I'm not waking up with thousands of dollars of orders every day? This is why, because your marketing is not on point. And it really comes down to the first thing is getting your website in the right places. That's what marketing is. If I had to sum up marketing, digital marketing, at the end of the day, this is what digital marketing is. Getting your website in the right places. This is the definition of digital marketing. Nobody cares how great your website is, right? You see so many failed businesses. People have so much heart, right? They open a great restaurant. The food is phenomenal. Their whole family has been telling them for 15 years, man, you are such a great cook. You should open a restaurant. And they finally do it, and they put their heart and soul into it, and then nothing happens. Crickets. Marketing, right? You can't, if you open up a restaurant in the middle of the desert, people don't care how good the food is. They don't know how to get to you. That is the equivalent of having a great website with bad marketing. You have to get the website in the right places. I've done more trainings that I can count on this. I'll share again links with you guys in the end, but this is kind of where I got stuck first. After I got my website, I just couldn't understand. My stuff is clean. My inventory is great. How come people aren't finding me? And it's all about getting your website in the right places. And you have to ask yourself, where do your customers hang out? Where do your ideal customer, where are they? Is it, we'll talk about that. Learn the basics of marketing. This one, every single business owner, in my opinion, should take a marketing basics course. You need to understand marketing. And I've gotten asked this question a few times and I always chuckle, Tariq, don't you sell marketing services? Why do you teach marketing for free? How does this make sense? I've even had some of my clients reach out and they're mad. They're like, Tariq, I'm paying you for marketing. Why are you teaching everybody for free? And my answer is always the same. It's simple. I prefer to work with educated people. My goal is to help you understand the basics. I want you to have enough to be dangerous. I want you to make money. My goal is to get you big enough to where marketing becomes so effective and such a headache to where you're like, man, I need to pay somebody to take this off my shoulders. And when that day comes, I want you to look for the guy that helped you for free, right? And it's worked. This is literally how we've grown Event Hawk. So more than anything, I've had people throw money at me and people throw thousands of dollars at me. And I said, no, I do not want to work with somebody who's going to be a headache because they come in and they say, make me a millionaire. You have to put in the work, right? Even no matter who you hire, you have to understand the basics, because when you hire us to do your marketing and you don't understand the basics, we're very big on if you're with us on Google Ads, we send you the text every 2 weeks to let you know how it's going. That's our way of educating you, to let you know how your business is doing, right? If you don't know the basics, you're not going to be happy and we're not going to be happy. So our goal is always to provide this content. You need to know the basics. So definitely understanding the basics of marketing is going to get you far and is going to make sure you don't get ripped off, because guess what? Google is going to call you. Yelp is going to call you. A bunch of people are going to call you to ask you for your money for marketing, and they're going to sell you a dream. You're going to go, oh my God, I have a certified Google representative on the phone, and this makes total sense. And Yelp is offering me $300 in credit. If you've been ripped off by Yelp, tell me in the chat. Don't get me going off on Yelp. But they tell you all these things. You're like, oh my God, yes, I feel smart. You're getting ripped off, right? You need to know that. You need to know when you're getting ripped off. I've been ripped off probably more than anybody here, and that's why I talk about these things. Next is get your customers to chase you. When you put your website in the right places, when you learn the marketing basics, your customers will start to chase you. You will never, ever, 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 ever have to post on Facebook Marketplace again. You will never have to negotiate with customers in chat again. Your customers will pay full price and not even ask a question. We just opened up for the season yesterday, and today I had a customer go to my website, add an item to cart, full price, actually she got that Event Hawk coupon, I take that back. tip, tax, all that, $444, never spoke to me. Bam, just like that. Because I put my website in the right places. I understand marketing basics. I optimize my website for the customer, and now my customers are chasing me, right? I want that for you guys so bad. It's such a great feeling, and I didn't even have to talk to anybody. It's so awesome. And last but not least, sorry, this one. Know when to utilize each marketing platform, right? When should you utilize SEO versus paid ads versus social media? So many of us are jumping in and doing this all wrong. We just jump in and we go straight to social media. Nobody wakes up in the morning, goes to Facebook and Instagram and says, I want to rent a bounce house. Nobody does that, right? People don't go there. People go to Google. People go to search, right? You're starting in the wrong place, and then you wonder why people are asking you to are asking all these questions. So you have to understand the difference between each platform. When should you focus on SEO versus paid ads versus social media, right? Like, when should you do each one? Like, this is, you really have to understand this. And I've done more trainings on this than I could count. So again, we'll link those to the end. So that is how you, just the basics. Again, we can only cover so much as far as marketing, how to market your business like $100,000 business. It's really basic, but a lot of it is education. So tell me in the comments, which one of these do you feel will help you the most? Which one do you feel you need the most? Is it getting your website in the right places? Is it getting your customers to chase you? Are you tired of chasing your customers? Do you feel like you don't know the basics of marketing? Do you feel like all this is another language to you? Or do you just wish, like, man, I put all this money into SEO. Should I have started with paid ads? Should I be doing social media? Which one should I do? Which one do you feel you're kind of will help you the most? Dallas says SEO. Steven says marketing basics. Chelsea says getting my website in the right place. I'm hearing so many SEOs, it's worrisome, honestly. Okay. Sorry, we got to stop here. Everybody's saying SEO. Controversial, unpopular opinion. The last thing you should be, if you're not making $100,000, the last thing you should be worrying about is SEO. I said what I said. SEO is the slowest way to grow your business, period. SEO gets you to the bottom of Google. It's very, 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 very slowly. If you're starting in this business and there's 10, 20, 30 other competitors in your area, you probably won't make it to that first page for a year at least, unless you're spending thousands of dollars on SEO. You're not even going to make it to the bottom of that page with SEO. But guess what? With Google Ads, you can make it to the top of the page as soon as next week. That's where you should focus. SEO is the slowest and most painful way to grow your business, right? SEO is Google's free product. And it sounds great, right? Tariq, it's free. Why don't, well, guess what? It's free for you, it's free for me, and it's free for all your competitors. And guess what? You're last in line. You just started. So good luck making it to the top. But guess what? All of your competitors are fighting for that SEO, and all of your competitors are afraid to run paid ads that cost less than $1 a click, and each of those $1 clicks can convert to a $200, $300, $400 order. So SEO, I'm not saying it's not important. SEO is important, but when you're starting out, if you want to make $100,000, if you want to get in front of the right people, you don't want to be standing in the SEO line. It's a long, long line, guys. This industry is growing. You're in here, pay for the ads, run Google Ads. I have a whole video that shows you step by step for free how to get to the top of Google without having to worry about SEO. Will it cost you money? Yes. You have to pay Google per click. But guess what? If it doesn't work, you don't pay, right? If you don't get customers, if you don't get visitors, you don't pay. It's the best kind of marketing ever. On Facebook, if you boost a post, you pay per view, not per click. You want to pay per click. So that's my rant for SEO. I've done tons of videos on this, but SEO, this is something honest. I did not even start to worry about SEO till we were making over $150,000. Now, should you do zero SEO? No, that's not what I'm saying. There are SEO basics, like getting listed on Google Maps, getting listed on all these pages, starting to set up your website with the correct SEO. Yes, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But should this be the most thing that you focus on? Absolutely not. This is honestly the last thing. I would do paid ads number one. So sorry for that rant, but I've drank the SEO Kool-Aid for 3 years, guys. 3 years I worked on, I thought it was all about SEO. And for 3 years, I didn't get to see my family. I didn't make any money. And it was all, a big part of it was because I focused on SEO instead of paid ads. So don't do it. Don't make my mistake. There you go. Guys, I know this is a lot. We'll talk about, there's more resources. There's a lot more. We're covering a lot of different things, but just stick with it. Basically, get your marketing right. Check out my videos. I got a whole YouTube channel. I'm going to share a summary of links with you guys at the end of this, so don't worry. Number 4, set up your sales and service like a $100,000 business. Clearly, we're going to go over the 60-minute mark. Sorry, guys, but I'll kind of try to move a little bit faster. Sales and service. So you've got your inventory, you've got your website, you've got your marketing. Now there are people on your website. What happens next? You need to sell them. You need to provide service. And number one thing you need for that is funnels. This is how you generate leads. Funnels is the future of websites. I can't talk about this a lot. I can go into a lot of detail, go into my tangents. I've done a lot of videos on this, but funnels is the future of websites. When I got into this industry, I asked about funnels. People said, you don't need funnels. That's stupid. Nope. And literally, I mean, Yvette Hawk is what introduced funnels to the industry, and now it's generated millions of dollars for people. Funnels is it's how you take your website to the next level. Everybody around, every day, every single day, you are exposed to a funnel by a business, and you don't even realize it. You need to start setting up funnels for your business. I have a whole training on funnels that I'll share with you guys, but you write this down. Write down. If there's one thing you need to take out of this slide, funnels. If you don't know what funnels are, I just posted a YouTube video not too long ago about explaining funnels. You need to watch it. It'll change everything. It will get you to $100,000 faster than anything else. Ariel, I'm going to hire you so soon. Ariel, if you keep this up, you're going to have a job. You're doing phenomenal. Thank you for that graphic. Yes, that's a funnel. Learn how to close a sale. Funnels, the goal of a funnel is to get to the customer all the way in front of you, to get them to trust you, to get them excited to work about you, but then you still have to close a sale. A lot of you guys, I see the way you interact with your customers. I've seen you guys post screenshots of how you talk to your customers. There's a way to sell, and it's not a secret. It's literally free all over the internet, but it's overwhelming. I get it. But you have to make it a goal for yourself. If you're spending all this money on inventory, all this money on your website, all this time on marketing, and all this only to not know how to sell at the end of the day, it's a waste. You have to learn how to sell, right? That needs to be a focus of yours. You need to learn how to sell over the phone, how to sell via text message, how to sell via email, how to sell on your website. Each one of those, there's a different way to sell. And again, it's not a secret. It's all over the internet. You just have to either decide to go out there and learn it yourself or hire somebody to teach you. So, but that data is out there and there is a way to do it. And you can get to $100,000 so fast if you understand this. And it's just very, very powerful. Upsell. After you sell people, you should be upselling them. You have the cotton candy machines and the popcorn machines. There is a strategy for upselling. I've talked about this a lot. I'll tell you when the wrong time to upsell is. The wrong time to upsell is on your website. When I have my credit card out and I'm ready to check out and I'm excited and I'm ready to put down my deposit, and then you hit me with that upsell, I put my credit card back in my wallet and I'm like, whoa, these guys have tables and chairs. These guys have a cotton candy machine. Let me talk to my wife and come back. By the time I talk to my wife and come back to you, guess what? What was that website again? Was it Bounce House Fun or Fun Bounce House? Let me look it up again. They end up booking with your competitor. That happens every summer. That happens. So many people come to me and they're like, hey, I talked to you yesterday. I'm like, really? We talked yesterday? Like, yeah, I'm ready to book the Bounce House and Cotton Candy. And he booked me. We've never talked. A customer comes to me from my competitors because of an upsell or something like that. So you need to learn how to upsell. And you need to learn how to get recurring bookings. This is huge, right? If the customer has already done business with you once, they've already loved your service, they've already left you a review, why won't you try to get them again? There's a method to that. There's a way to do that. There's a data-driven, proven way to get customers to book again and again and again, year after year after year. And I mean, you just have to learn it. Nobody talks about it. You have to focus on that. And last but not least, creating raving super fans. I don't want you to have customers. I want you to have super fans, people who will go out and market for you. I want you to have people who are going to not only leave you a review, I want them to scream your name from the rooftops, right? Again, there's a way to do that. It's an easy Google, right? So out of these 4, I know we're kind of going on for a little while, but I'm glad somebody said that hour went fast. I'm glad you guys feel that way. I'm loving this. I can go another like 6 hours. So which one of these do you guys feel you need the most help with when it comes to sales? Is it understanding funnels, learning how to sell, learning how to upsell, learning how to get recurring bookings, or creating super fans? Darren says funnels. E says funnels. Everybody's saying funnels. I love it. Sean says a lot of it. All recurring bookings, funnels, close the sale. Sean says all of the above. I love it. You guys are so awesome. I love that you guys are paying attention. Creating raving fans. Thank you, Eddie. All right. Last but not least, deliver and pick up like a $100,000 business. This is the end, right? You did all the work, and now it's time to deliver, and you show up to your customer's house, and you do it all wrong, and they look at you like, man, I really thought this was a bigger business, and here you are, right? So this is how you make the biggest impression, guys. When you show up in person, and when you show up and you deliver, this is how you win people potentially for life, and you have to learn how to do that. Safety first. This is just, you have to start with this. You've heard of people getting sued. You've heard of people hurting themselves, your employees hurting themselves. It's not that, it's common. It's common enough for me to be talking about it. Let me put it like that. But it's not so common that you hear everybody else talk about it. Like, hey, when you start a party rental business, make sure you practice back safety and make sure your guys don't hit each other with a stick. It's not that common, but all it takes is one incident, and your business, your house, your family, everything can go down the drain. So understanding safety of your customer, safety of your employees, and your safety is huge. I at like 25 years old, I had a herniated disc from this business, and it sucks. Like, I can't really lift much anymore. And it's all because I wasn't ever taught safety. I just kind of went in and kind of did my thing. I've had tent poles fall and hit guys in the head. These things happen. So thank God we've never been sued. We've never had a big incident, but safety first, definitely. You don't want to write this off. You want to always keep this in your periphery and slowly inch towards, having all this stuff in place. Smarter delivery and pickups. This really just comes down to learning from people who've been doing this for long. Remember we talked about how payroll is the biggest expense? Well, it's because of this. It's because you're not delivering smart and picking up smart. This is where all your payroll goes. So you have to deliver and pick up smarter. You have to use the right tools. You have to have the right processes. And by doing that right, not only will your customer be impressed and have a good experience, but it won't hurt your bottom line as much because that setup will be done like that, right? So you have to learn from people who can do this right. And I got to give a big tip my hat off to Nick Glassett. He's always doing those videos. He's here in the chat as well. Thank you, Nick, for being here. I've learned stuff from Nick. I'll tell you, you come to me, I can teach you everything there is to know, or as much as there is to know, as much as I know about digital marketing. But you ask me about delivering and picking up, that's really not where I'm more the tech guy, right? But somebody like Nick, and he's phenomenal. And what I love about this is something I kind of learned the hard way. Nick was at the zero mark very recently. He started in the industry recently, and that makes him, even though he's not making $2-3 million in his party rental business, he is somebody that was where you are recently enough for all of his advice to be very, very, very relevant. The mistake that I made when I came into this industry is that I came into these Facebook groups and I got advice from these people who are making $200, $300, $400, $500 million, and the advice that they had, I took it and I ran with it, but it just doesn't work anymore because they were where I am 10, 20 years ago, right? Or maybe 6, 7, even if honestly, before COVID is like a whole nother century now. So you should really take advice from somebody who's been doing this recently, who was where you are recently. And I love talking to Nick Glassett for that. If you guys don't follow Nick, I'll share some resources about him. Routing and logistics is another one that's going to cut into your bottom line. Gas, right? Payroll. These guys understand when you have 2 guys sitting in a truck, you're paying gas and you're paying 2 employees to drive around and do things all wrong. Investing in a routing software, Inflatable Office, Event Hawk, we have great routing. Having those routes done in a smart way, understanding how to do it, what's the best way to do it. Logistics, having checklists and like I've shared tons of, I'll share more links with you guys in the end. Like checklists. My guys have a checklist that I laminate at the warehouse. Before they leave, they have to go through the checklist. Through our Event Hawk inflatable office software, there is a printout that comes out with every order. You could use a printout or you could use the app. It says you need 6 stakes. You need one 1.5 horsepower blower. You need the inflatable. You need all these things are there. So investing in these systems is going to help you big time. And prepare for the future. And another one, yeah, smarter delivery pickups. Like Nick invented straps. Like, I mean, how cool is that? This guy came up with straps to help you do the job of 2 people with 1. Don't hurt your back. But literally, I mean, he created a back saver product, and I buy from him, and I'll continue to buy from him. Check out Nick's rolling straps. They're phenomenal, and they really save your back, especially when you're starting out. One day you'll get a dolly, and you'll hire 6 guys and all that. But in the meantime, check out Nick's rolling straps and prepare for the future. This one, too many of us here, when you do your deliveries and when you do your systems, when you start out, you're like, hey man, I gotta get this done. It's Saturday. I want to do all these deliveries. I gotta do all the pickups and do all the. What happens when you want to double your orders? What happens when you want to add another truck and the guys in the other truck keep making mistakes because you never plan for the future, right? You need to make sure that as you're doing these deliveries, as you're doing these pickups, as you're setting up these systems, you're thinking in the future. You're thinking, hey, one day I want to clone myself. I want to have a system to where anybody can follow it and get results. And the biggest complaint you'll find, sure enough, in this industry is employees. These guys never show up. These guys do it all wrong. These guys. It's you. It's me. It's us. We're the boss. You expect somebody to come into your business and treat it like, that's like asking, Gary Vee just said it, I just seen the video. It's like, that's like asking another person to love your child as much as you love your child. It's insane. This is your baby, right? You have to put you have to put the stuff in place. It's like, again, like dropping your kid off to daycare and they've got allergies and you just drop them off and you don't tell the person there that they've got allergies. You don't bring them with a lunch. You can't be upset when they feed them something or do something. You didn't warn them, right? You have to have those systems in place. So this is your baby. You have to prepare it and take care of it so that your employees, your team can take care of it. But for you to hire these kids and say, well, how come they're not putting in 110%? Because they're not entrepreneurs, because they're not you, they're not you, me. If they were, they wouldn't be working for you, right? They'd be starting up their own business. You have to develop these systems. You have to prepare for the future. And this is a personal goal of mine, and it's going so well so far. I'm super excited to be sharing. It is, man, I don't want to talk. I don't like to talk about what I'm going to do because then it won't happen. But this is huge, guys. So that is it for delivery. We're going to wrap up here. Tell me which one of these do you feel you need the most? Is it safety, smarter delivery and pickups, routing, or preparing for the future? Tell me in the chat. The jump off guy, future. I'm seeing a lot of future. Prepare for the future. I love it. You guys are the future. How's everybody doing? Anybody feel like this guy? Anybody's mind blown? Just feel like, holy crap, we covered so much. I know. This is, I love it. I'm pumped. I'm motivated. Michael says, preach, keep it going. Joe is vomiting. I love it. Steven says great stuff. All right. Well, awesome. Guys, honestly, you guys can totally do this. I've done this. You can totally do this. I'm going to share with you guys some resources in the comments in the chat down below here. But before I do, if you're somebody so you guys can totally do this. I'm going to share with you guys the resources on how you guys can do a lot of this on your own. But if you don't have time to mess around, right? If you have another job and you're like, Tariq, I just don't have time to research all this and watch all your videos or look for this or look for that. And you just want to jumpstart your party rental business so that you can make $100,000 in as little as 1 year. If any of this sounds like you, then I put together a very special program where we show you how to implement everything you learned today in as little as 1 hour per week. Who would be interested in that? I don't want to make this into a sales pitch. So you guys tell me in the chat if you guys are interested, then we'll go through it. If not, then you guys can step out. All right. Natalie says yes. Darren says yes. Eric says I am. Felix says yes. I'm seeing a lot of hands raised. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So let's jump right in. Introducing. Super, super, super excited about this one. You guys ready? Big stuff coming. Here we go. The Party Rental Jump Start Program. Woo! I'm so excited about this, guys. I cannot even hold it. What the heck is Jump Start? Here's what you're going to get. Here's what you're going to get in Jump Start. Over 100 lessons specifically to help you make $100,000. What does that mean? Now, again, Nick has YouTube videos. I have YouTube videos. There's tons of blog articles. You can read from Forbes. You can go here. You can go there. This is a program specifically to get you to $100,000. How many of you guys have gotten bad advice on Facebook? Just show of hands. I have. There's great people on Facebook, but there's a lot of bad advice. Why? There's no accountability, right? There's zero accountability, right? You don't want, I mean, Facebook groups are great. YouTube is great, but there's zero accountability on those channels. This is a program specifically in mind to get you guys there. Here's what it's going to look like, right? It is an actual course program with the end goal is text and videos specifically on these topics. Party rental business education. How to set up your business like a $100,000 business. Party rental marketing strategies. How to market your business like a $100,000 business. Party rental website homework. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to your website to make it kick butt and turn it into a money-making machine. Party rental sales and customer service coaching. And last but not least, party rental delivery and pickup tutorials to teach you exactly those things we talked about. How to set up your business for the future, how to deliver and pick up like a boss. And this is not, I mean, why not go to YouTube videos? This is an actual program that will track your progress. So far, we have 55 lessons in there already, partially completed. We're going to have over 100. These are going to be, it'll track your progress, right? There's going to be video. There's going to be text. It's going to be, it's insane, right? It's all stuff you can access on your phone. So that's the first thing you're going to get. Over 100 lessons to help you make $100,000. Next, you're going to have an exclusive group chat. Now, again, I'm sure you might be part of group chats. Anybody here in the Event Hawk group chat, raise your hand. That thing does not shut up. People are so excited to be in there. Who's in the Event Hawk group chat? I just keep hearing about it. I'm not in. I had to leave the Event Hawk group chat. It is nonstop every day. Danny says here. Edgar says me. Chelsea says me. It isn't that group chat does not stop. It is so different when you are in a group chat with people who are a similar size of you. How do I join? If you're an Event Hawk member, just text us. We'll get you in there. We try to kind of make it into, set sizes or whatever. But when you're in a group chat with people who are the same company size, who have the same goal, man, you get stuff done. It is like having a friend. When you're like, imagine, like you could, I've done this where I've posted on Facebook. One time, this is no joke. We were standing outside of our truck and it was raining, lightning. We're about to set up a tent. It was for the United States Postal Service. And they're like, you guys going to set up this tent or not? And I'm like, man, is it safe to set up a tent in the rain? I don't know. So I posted on Facebook and you guys know what? I got laughed at. Everybody, like so many laughs. Nobody even answered my question. People were laughing. Oh, you don't know if you should set up a tent in the rain? No, I don't know if I should set up a tent in the rain. If I had a group chat of people who kind of were similar size, maybe a little larger, a little smaller, that would have been so cool, so beneficial. It's like a friend, right? Inflatable discounts. Ooh, I'm excited about this one. Big shout out to HEC. They heard about this. They jumped in first. They are giving, I think, Jana, like $1,000 off to people who sign up for this program. Jana, correct me if I'm wrong, but we just got confirmation. I don't have all the details, but yes. Yep. So we got, I don't know all the details. Again, don't quote me, but we're working on a pretty big discount to get you guys those inflatables that you guys need. Private Facebook community, right? Private Facebook community. Again, you guys have been on Facebook. This is an uplifting Facebook group. We don't have drama in my groups. If you guys are in any of my groups, we're all about uplifting. We don't do that negative stuff. It's a place where everybody's going to be working towards the same goal of 100,000. You're going to feel welcome. You're going to feel empowered, and you're going to be mentored and coached. This is not a Facebook group where people just mess around, right? So that's the fourth thing you're going to get. and live sessions. You're going to be getting live sessions from people like Nick Glassett, myself, Jana Thompson. Your goal with this program is going to be to make $100,000. My goal with this program is to get you on stage, to get you in front of all these people, to get you to say, to get you to teach. I want to get you from where you are right now watching this webinar. My goal is to get you to host a webinar just like this, where you teach other people about your journey. Well, you share your journey and say, hey, here's what I did to make $100,000. Here's what my struggles were. Here's what my obstacles were. And here's how I blew past all of them. Here's how I did it. That is my goal. My goal is for somebody that's watching this right now to be this question mark guy right here. I want to give you guys a platform. I want you guys to share your success. That is the only way that this community grows. It's not all about these three people. It's about you. It's about us. It's about building each other up. This thing is growing. So we're going to be offering live sessions, and my goal is to get you to be a speaker one day, hopefully about those, about your success. And last but not least, we're going to have community challenges. For those of you guys who have been part of the Event Hawk group long enough, you guys remember that we used to do challenges. Ever since my brother passed away, it's been a little tough on me. So I've dropped the ball with the challenges, but we've got some help now, and we're going to be doing more challenges in these groups. For those of you guys who remember them, they were a lot of fun. I'm not going to go into details of what the challenges were or what they're going to be, but having a challenge that contributes to your $100,000 goal is a lot of fun. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you for your condolences. So what's this going to cost? Now, I'm going to tell you what I would pay for this, right? This is how I think of things. When I come up to my wife and I'm like, hey, I want to buy this. And she's like, no. First thing that comes out of her mouth is no. I don't know why. That's just her answer is always no. My answer is, if it can make me 10 times what I pay for it, I'm buying it. Hey, this is going to give me a 10 times ROI. So in my head, something that's going to make me $100,000, I personally would pay $10,000 for it. Now, you know, and I know I didn't bring you guys here to charge you guys $10,000. We're not even charging $1,000, right? But this is the way you got to think about it, right? The ROI, right? Like even when I buy my units, my wife is like, you are not buying another bounce house. I'm like, hold on. This bounce house costs $2,500. If I can make $2,500 in 8 rentals, can I buy it? She's like, oh, I hate you. So that's how you got to think about the ROI. I'm like, dude, I can get 8 rentals from this unit, right? I can get 10 rentals this year. Let me buy it, right? So that's the way that I think about things. But again, we're not here to charge you guys $10,000 or $1,000. But what if we did charge $1,000? I really want to ask you guys. For $1,000, if all this did was help you get your business to $100,000, if all this did was help get you that financial freedom, was help get you that confidence, get you to that 6 figures, get you to quit your job, would it be worth it? Would it be worth $1,000? I think it would. I think it totally, totally would. It's not $1,000. What we're charging for this program, and I can't believe we're doing this. This is insane. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you're watching this as a recording, the price probably went up. For anybody who signs up today for our grand opening special for this program, move this out of the way, nobody can see. Drum roll, please. I know Spence is killing you guys. You are going to get over 100 lessons to help you make $100,000, exclusive group chat, inflatable discounts, private Facebook community, live sessions, and community challenges for $19 a month. That's it. $19 a month. Head on over to bouncehouseschool.com to sign up. Oh, and I forgot to mention, bonus course. We're going to include Bounce House Basics. We're building this right now. This is going to be for your employees. So if you've got employees and what we talked about, the future, how do you future-proof your business? We're building a second course for your employees. If you sign up today, if you sign up as part of this grand opening special, once we build this course, you are going to get it for free. It's going to be included in this $19 a month. We're going to charge at least $500 a month, or sorry, at least $500, $497 probably for this course, like a one-time payment, but it's going to be yours free. So anybody that signs up, I'll go ahead and put this link in the comments here. BounceHouseSchool.com. Go ahead and sign up. It's a no-brainer, guys. I mean, honestly, when we put this together, our goal, I mean, it's $19. We wanted to make it a no-brainer so that everybody can go ahead and get in on this. And again, we're including this bonus course here. There's no contract, cancel anytime. As soon as you sign up, this is important. It's probably going to spin for a while. So we did this. There's a lot of people going to be on the site right now. So it's going to be there's going to be a lot of signups. It's going to spin for a while when you put your credit card number in. So bear with it. Okay. Just let it spin and it will come up. What happens next? Now, I know that if you're watching this, you're going to say, Tariq, I didn't get access. I need you to please, please, please pay attention to this. Let me see how I can do this here. Present. Sorry, bear with me. Sheesh. Why isn't it? I'll present. Okay, I want to zoom in. Here it is. Okay. So, as soon as you sign up, you are going to, oh crap, it says test mode. Hang on one second. Knew I was forgetting something. Bear with me. Boo, boo, boo. All right, go ahead and refresh. It should work now. So we've got probably like 100 people on the site right now. So bear with me, guys. It's gonna spin. I'm telling you right now, just let it spin. And once it does, you're gonna get an email that says welcome, okay? So go ahead and refresh and it should go ahead and allow you to go ahead and enter your credit card number. Let's take a look here. Okay, perfect. So I see some orders coming through. Thank you guys so much for putting your trust in us for this. I'm super excited. Nick Glassett, I don't know if you guys caught him in the corner of your eye. He's a big part of this as well. He's going to be your delivery coach. But yes, go ahead. And once you do that, you're going to get this is really, really important, guys. So pay attention. You're going to get an email, and it's probably going to go to your spam. That's going to say log in here. And once you do, you're going to see all the events, all the lessons and all this stuff, but then you're going to lose it. So what I want you to do, at least on iPhone, hit share and then add to home screen, and it'll add it as an app on your home screen so you can access it anytime. Okay? So make sure you do that. Again, once you open it, once you log in through your email, you're going to go ahead. Again, it's just going to spin for a while. I know it's going to spin. So just let it spin and then look for an email that says welcome. And then once you're in, go ahead and hit share, add to home screen, and it'll come to your home screen. If you have an Android, you're out of luck. Sorry, I don't have an Android, so I don't know what it looks like, but I'm sure it's similar. Just Google it, how to add to home screen. So I'll keep this. You can use it on Android. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean you can't use it on Android. You can use it on Android, but I don't know how to add to home screen on Android because I don't have an Android. So let's see here. Somebody says, how long before the price changes? The price, once you pay, if you get in at $19, it's not going to go up. You're going to continue to pay $19. So I'll keep this screen up. Steven says signed up. If it won't let you add your payment, just refresh. It should. The website is in test mode. It should be in non-test mode now. Go ahead and try again. Thank you. Oh man, Ariel, you are phenomenal. Ariel is like the angel of the day, just helping everybody out. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open up the Q&A. I'll keep this screen up just for another minute. If you are watching us live, go ahead and join the Zoom by going to, wow, there's still 150 people. I'm so stoked, guys. At vethawk360.com/Zoom, and we could jump in to the Zoom room and answer any questions you guys have. I'll keep this screen up just for another minute, and we'll jump into the Zoom. But right now, part of the reason we're giving this as such a discount is we're still building this out. Somebody asked how many hours of content. Most of the content right now is not in video form yet. We're going to be putting out videos very frequently. We have the outline all written out. So there's a bunch of text here. You know what? I'll show you what it looks like. Here is what it looks like right now. So this is what it looks like. Once you sign in, once you're in, it's going to look like this. And right now we have 55 lessons. We're going to have well over 100. Like we put this together just very, very last minute. Once you start the course, you're going to see your man, Nick, here. So we've got some videos. If you go to categories, you'll see the 5 categories we talked about today. And I put them in reverse order because I know a lot of you guys are probably most excited to see Nick. It's all right. You guys have seen enough of me. But business, website, marketing, sales, and delivery, right? So if you go to any one of these, if you go to any of the categories, you can see like business cards. Boom. Here's what a sample business card could look like. Some business card tips. I don't have a video for business cards yet. I'm going to be adding a video that talks about business cards. But in the meantime, we have a lot of information on how you can get a business card, where you can get a business card, how to go ahead and design your business card and get it printed, and how to use your business card. Same thing for logo, for choosing your business name, for all these things. And this is just scratching the surface. There's 55 such lessons. So I hope that that answers that question. What if I want to cancel? You can cancel anytime. There's no minimum. You can cancel at any time. As soon as you guys are in, you're going to get invited to a Facebook group. So let me show you guys what that looks like. You guys should get an invite to the Jumpstart Facebook group. I don't know if 7 member requests here. So if you're already an EventHawk member, it should let you right in. So let allow you guys in right here. And there's a community chat. So once you get in there, you can join into the chat. We have the Jumpstart chat. Still learning this chat thing, but the Jumpstart chat is what we talked about. Super cool chat. We're going to be sharing a lot in there. Still sharing my screen, right? Okay, perfect. All right. Jana, can you give me some feedback? Are we good to jump into the Zoom room? Do I need to stay on the screen?
I would probably stay on for just another minute or so.
I'm getting a lot of people saying it's not taking my payment. Guys, there's a lot of people on the website right now. There's literally, like in this Zoom room alone, like 150 people. So just give it a minute.
Can you go back to the link?
Mm-hmm. It's bouncehouseschool.com. I'll put it in the chat again. Brandon said, took me a few times. I mean, I guess it's a good problem to have. A lot of you guys are trying to get in, but just be patient. I'm glad everybody's excited. Are the videos downloadable? No, but the videos can be accessed on your mobile phone, and you can view them at any time. You can do it that way, and it'll track your progress. So that's one thing I love about this. Like here, where was it? Did I not add a graphic? Thought I did. Oh, right here. So you will see a tracking of your progress of which videos you watch, which content you consumed, so that you know kind of what's left for you to consume. And really, 1 hour a week, guys, you guys are going to be able to zip through this stuff and just really check through it. Just, you know, which stuff you need. And we're going to be constantly adding content. And it's not going to be just me. This is the best part. We've got a great team of people that are excited to be sharing all the content with you guys. And the Bounce House Basics course, what this is going to be not only videos and content, it's going to be exams, quizzes for your team to be able to, so that you can know if they're ready to be out in the field on their own. So how I would use this, or how I'm planning to use this year, and I'm building this for myself. All this stuff that I'm building for you guys, I'm building for myself as well. I'm going to go ahead and when I hire somebody and it's, you know, a Monday and I say, okay, you start on Saturday, I give them these videos. I give them this course. I tell them, watch these videos and complete the assessment at the end. Or it could be a pre-hire thing. It could be like an interview thing where you interview 50 people or 10 people, whatever, and you say, okay, the next step in the interview process is for you to watch these videos and complete this assessment. And you see how intelligent they are, right? Whoever gets the highest score gets the job, or those kind of people, if you want to go ahead and give them the, what do you call it? The job. So somebody posted an error that they're getting. Let me take a look and make sure it's working on our end. If you come to work for me, you get the program for free. Absolutely. If you're going to come to work for me, For $19 a month, I will hire you 100%. No questions asked. You're hired. Don't even interview.
No such payment method.
So I don't know why it's saying that, because we got we got a ton of people who signed up already, and I see your payments already went through. Can you go faster than 1 hour per week? Yes. Do I pay relocation? Why would I pay you? You're trying to learn from me. It is self-paced, yes. Elizabeth says it's spinning. I know, Darren. Let it spin. I promise. So let's go ahead and open the chat. And
great job, Darren. I just saw your picture. Tariq, some people are getting failed charges. If your charge failed and you've tried it multiple times, if you can just sit tight, we'll get you in. I'll take a look at all those in the morning, and I just want to make sure that we don't get your card blocked, and we will get you the login and everything.
If you text us at 708-401-6465, I already saw that number in there, we can take a look in the morning. So that's 708-401-6465.
Thanks for the update, Chris. Matt, there's nothing to sleep on. Just go. That's what Nick would say. Just go.
Right there, baby. Come on.
Did you like that? That just came to me like suddenly. I'm like, wait, what? Just go.
The gun's in your head.
All right.
I love it.
So this is the Q&A after the Zoom. You're in it. So if you're in it, if you're here, then you're in it. So go ahead and raise your hand if you have a question. I'll unmute you. You'll ask your question.